Hey Aries, how are we today? Just doing our weekly reading, just checking out what's going on for you. A little bit over a week. We are looking at, the remainder of October, see what's going on there. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the readings. I do really appreciate the support as well. Today I am using the Wing, Hoof and Paw Animal Companion Oracle. I also have here the Yin Yang Oracle, and tying everything together today with the Slavic Folklore Lenormand. Okay, so today I am doing a little bit of a twist on the Celtic cross layout, but we'll get sort of straight on into that. I will draw your cards out for you, and then we'll sort of go from there. Okay, Aries? All right, starting off with your main energy. Main energy for Aries. What does Aries need to know right now? What is going on for our Aries? And we're going to grab the surrounding energy there. The main energy for our Aries, the supporting energy for Aries. What's going on for Aries? End of October, please. Okay, and looking at the external energy for you, Aries, starting off with the external influences around you, the challenges and obstacles that you're going through right now, the advice to you here, and then the outcomes. All right, so some interesting energy for you at the minute, Aries. We do start off with your main energy here. We have the mouse. And this is about noticing, so paying attention to the small things. But as a lot of you probably do already know, we do see the mouse energy in the Lenormand as well. And rather than talking about just the small things and noticing the small things, it kind of, I'm extending that to encompass a little bit more meaning here, because it's noticing the small things that, even though it's only eating away a little bit at a time and a little bit at a time and a little bit at a time, as a whole, that ends up as a loss or a large amount being taken from you with your energy. So even though it might just be, these little things that, the little things add up. And so it does, it is important to notice all those little things so that we can, stop them while they're small before they grow into this great big problem. Because we all know too, if you've got mice in the house, for example, where there is one mouse, there is always more. All right, there's unless you're like me and you had one trapped in your exhaust fan, and then there is just the one that's somehow found its way in from outside. That happened last week and I caught it and I haven't had any more issues. So, touch wood. I'll keep making sure I'm touching wood when I talk about that. But basically, it's the more and more you're allowing these little things to take from you and take from your energy, the more it is sort of building up and building up and building up into bigger issues and, compounding upon other issues in your life as well. So that has come out here with the moon and the wolf supporting that. So, howling at the moon there, Aries, but the wolf is actually the dog energy in the traditional sense. So we do see, a lot of emotions coming on board here, but it's got to do with friendships and loyalties and those sorts of things here, Aries, that are sort of niggling away at you and eating away at you and eating away at you. And it's kind of like letting something slide with somebody because just, they're a friend, so I'm trying to let things slide. It's the more and more of those little red flags that you're letting pass, the more and more it's creating this bigger problem where, all of a sudden this person may be actually taking advantage of you or manipulating you, that kind of thing. So it's really noticing and calling out, I feel, for a lot of you here, the small things when they're occurring so that they're not snowballing into these bigger things in your life here. There is a lot of emotions connected to this, and I feel like for a lot of you here, maybe your intuition is sort of telling you this person is up to no good, and you're just kind of letting it slide and things like that. But it doesn't necessarily feel like one particular person. It feels more so like the general idea of loyalty and compassion and support and understanding, and the way that you receive those and offer those to people around you, whether they're friends, family, co-workers, all that sort of stuff. Just maybe noticing, where somebody's loyalties do truly lie. Because I am getting an example of an Aries I actually know here, where they have issues sometimes with the understanding the loyalties of people that work with them, and understanding that those people are kind of getting paid to be in your life, in that sense. So, their loyalty is usually going to lay with the money, rather than, as much as they tell you that you're best mates and things like that, that may not necessarily be the case. You need to sort of pay attention to their loyalties, and when it comes to, especially in that sort of example, especially when it comes to money, have they proven to you that they are more loyal to you than they are to money? That kind of thing. So that's sort of coming in as a bit of an example here, and to really, really trust your intuition a little bit more when it comes to this stuff, Aries. That you're really noticing the way that people show their loyalty to you, and the way that you receive loyalty from others. Because I'm kind of just getting this mismatch coming through, that you're placing a lot of loyalties in somebody that maybe isn't necessarily loyal to you. And then when it comes to people that are loyal to you, you're maybe overlooking the little things that are showing you that these people are loyal to you, and they do have more support and understanding. In that same example, the people that aren't getting paid to be in your life, they are showing you right there and then that they are more loyal to you just from the word go, because they're not paid to be there. If that kind of makes sense. If people that outside of work, they don't have to be there when they're spending time with you. Whereas, people that you work alongside, they're being paid to be at the job with you. So, it just has a bit of an example there, if that helps make it make sense a little bit. It's just feeling like something along those lines is the issue here. And so you're really starting to, just pay a little bit more attention at the moment to things that maybe you didn't really understand were shows of loyalty, and things that you maybe didn't really understand were shows of not necessarily having that loyalty. So it's one of those things that the way that we show people that we are loyal to them, it's not necessarily the same way people show that those same emotions back to us. So you're starting to really notice the difference, and notice the different ways that people show, loyalty and devotion to you here. So you're really sort of very, very noticing the little stuff at the moment, Aries, and that is actually very much in your favor at the moment, I think, to really pay attention to just the littlest things, like that maybe it's not even what someone says. Maybe they're doing something that shows you that they're loyal, without even trying to, they're not trying to tell you that they're loyal. Somebody that, and this is coming through now as well, that somebody who has to tell you, it's okay, I'm loyal to you. You can trust me. You can trust me. That is not necessarily as trustworthy as the person who just is trustworthy. And they don't feel the need to constantly say, I'm trustworthy, you can trust me, I'm a good guy, So it's a lot of the time, and maybe I'm a little bit jaded, but a lot of the time if someone's saying to me, you can trust me, that actually makes me recoil a little bit, and just want to trust them less. Because it's shown to me in the past that is a bit of a, why are you trying to sell me on this? Like, if you're trustworthy, I should just be able to trust you. Whereas what you're selling me the idea that I can trust you, whereas I should be able to just trust you. So maybe thinking a little bit more about those sorts of things when it comes to loyalty and the people that are offering you true support in your life here, Aries, the people that, that are there for you, and they do sort of show you that when you ask for help, that they are the first to say, sure, I want to help you any way I can. Just let me know how I can help. And I do feel that as well, is that noticing sometimes that people don't know how to help when you're asking for that support. And sometimes, but they're more than willing to do whatever it is that you're asking of them. So paying attention to those little things as well, Aries. The external influences we have here, we have the tree. Okay, so this is very interesting because this is healing and growth and maturity. So I feel like this is you looking at others around you or and seeing how much they are growing, how much they are healing, how much they are maturing. And it's kind of that leading by example sort of thing that you're kind of looking at these people going, I really want to get on the same trajectory as these people. I see how much they've grown and changed and matured, and I want to be able to do that too. So it's actually a really positive external influence on you at the minute because, of your challenge, your obstacle here, we have the lily. So you're really struggling to, be kinder to yourself and see how much you have grown and changed and healed. But you're really struggling with kind of being vulnerable enough with yourself to grow and heal. That the emotional intimacy with yourself, you're kind of really struggling with that a little bit here, Aries. And so, for a lot of you, looking at how others do that and how others are very open and honest with themselves may actually really help you overcome that challenge you're having with yourself. The way that others are being kinder to themselves and, giving themselves space to heal and grow and taking care of themselves in different kind of ways. It may actually be a really good opportunity for you to do that yourself. Pardon me. Don't start vaping, guys. It's really bad for your cough. The advice we have for you today is the fish. Okay, Aries. So that kind of really brings us down to the material. So you're being advised to, just focus on what makes you feel abundant in your life. For some of you, this is that energy of, instead of focusing on the people around you at work, focusing on the actual work. You're there to make money too. So focus on the money, so maybe you're needing to focus a little bit more on those sorts of things rather than the relationships around those things. But so you're being kind of advised though, I feel like it's more about the abundance and the things that make you feel like you've got it all. So really sitting down and questioning yourself, this is another way to overcome that challenge of emotional intimacy as well, is to look at the end goals of yourself here. Look at what you want in the material world. What do you want in reality? What does that look like that makes you feel fulfilled in life? What makes you feel like you've got it all? Do you want the nice car? Do you want the nice house? Do you want do you want a certain qualities in a person as a partner, or do you want just the look of a person in a partner? What exactly is it? So looking at the real world qualities that you're after in your life and in the people in your life as well. So really looking at the tangible stuff and what it is that you actually do desire and what makes you feel fulfilled in the world really might help, settle your energy a little bit here, Aries. The outcome, we do have the house coming through for you. Okay, so the outcome for you at the end of the month here is stability and security within oneself, emotional security, mental stability. Can't go wrong with those sorts of things. But paying attention to the small things really makes you sort of settle your energy quite strongly here and feel just a little bit more settled within yourself, Aries. A lot more stable, focused energy on what it is that makes you feel whole as a bit of an outcome for the month there. So that's actually quite positive energy for you this month, Aries. Nothing huge and dramatic. It's just I feel like for a lot of you guys are another one I kind of feel are just tying up some loose ends at the end of October, getting ready to move into a lot of change throughout November, December. Okay. Any extra messages for Aries, please? Any extra information coming through here for our Aries? Oh, Aries. This is definitely coming through as a love message for a lot of you here. We do have the Mercury card, which is the card of communication, messages, travel, and communication. Okay, so I'm picking this up very linked to someone. I'll show you these other two cards because we do see the same word twice in these cards. So we have messages, dreams. So you may even be dreaming about contacting this person, dreaming about communicating with this person. I do feel for a lot of you here, this is kind of talking about a connection that is corporal as well as non-corporal. So what I mean by that is it's a spiritual connection as well as a real world connection. So you may be, it may be starting in the real world, but it's continuing in the subconscious, in the dream state, in the energy between the two of you. It's like, saying things to somebody that you can't say to them in real life. That sort of stuff, very strong energy here, where it's feeling very much like this person that you're linking to here. It's a subconscious and conscious connection. It's an energy and a reality connection that you're feeling very, connected to this person in your reality, but there's also this extra layer to it, and that's like your energy, your soul is somehow connected to this person. And then we see the integration, the union. So for a lot of you, I feel like for some of you here, what I'm picking up is that this is a soul connection that is only just now being integrated into your reality as well. All right. And for some of you, this is the vice versa. This is a reality connection that is now actually integrating into your soul as well. So it's kind of like a deepening, but it's a union. It's coming into union and an understanding that this connection goes beyond one level of connection. So for some of you, there is the need to travel and to communicate with this person in the real world because you're already connecting to them in the spiritual world. So the need to integrate and have communication across both of those does seem to be quite strong here, Aries. I just want to clarify, how will Aries know who this person is? How will Aries know who this person is, please? And what is the purpose of this connection for Aries? Interesting. The purpose is for you, really, because we've got your card. Just clarify how Aries will know. Okay. We have the masculine coming through as to how you will know who this person is. So regardless of this person's gender, they come across with very strong energy. They're maybe a little bit controlling, even very tall, powerful kind of energy, very masculine feminines and manly men as well. Okay, so this is very masculine energy. So this is the sort of female that is very boss bitch type energy, very intimidating as a female kind of energy. This is the male energy that is kind of very, very manly kind of energy. They do maybe come across as a bit non-emotional at times, very somehow it's feeling detached. I'm just seeing if it's telling me anything else about that person. No. They may be older than you, but they do seem to be very logical and rational in a lot of ways as well. All right, very because I'm kind of getting that even if they are emotional, they try to hold space for their emotions in a logical way. So they're just very intelligent, I feel, with the way that they deal with things. They're very mature as well, is coming through there as well. But we do have that clarified by the snake. I do feel that for some of you here, you guys, there's a lot of passion, a lot of physical passion towards this person. This is the person that you think about, you dream about at night, that they're in your subconscious, that you think about them when you close your eyes. Quite literally for some of you, because that is a very physical, passionate energy, very desirous kind of energy. But I kind of pick up this energy that some of you may have even said something about this person in the past, like they're a snake. They betrayed me. They're not. They deceive me. They're delusional even. But I don't think they actually are. Okay, there's something more to this person, and I think that it's this masculine energy that you're not. Maybe this is part of why you're growing through and seeing, what loyalty really means and what support really means, because you, I feel like you have mistaken something about this person and kind of decided that they're a snake, or they're deceiving you, or they betrayed you, or they're delusional, or something, or they are an illusion themselves. but you're kind of, there's just something else about this person that you're not seeing completely, because there is a strong connection here. And the reason that this person is in your energy here, Aries, we have the Herald, which is the Stork, which is your card. You guys are on track for the longest reading today, guys. But that's all about coming up with new perspectives. It's so to open your mind. It's to open you to new ideas, to new perspectives, to new ways of growing and learning and healing. And it's feeling very much like back along to this tree energy where you're learning a lot from this person, and seeing new ways of dealing with things, and that because once again, I am getting examples being given to me here. I'm getting an example of an Aries that I personally know, um, where we both went through a very sort of similar energy as you know and pain, hurt, trauma. As younger people, we went through quite a lot of similar, not necessarily same experiences, but similar energy of those experiences and of those traumas. And like, I know that I learnt so much from knowing that person and seeing the way that they dealt with those things. And maybe there's something that they could learn from the way that I dealt with those things and the way that I moved on from those things and healed and whatnot from those things. So it's kind of giving that as an example here as well, that it's the new perspectives, that there's not only one way to here. I don't want to say that. That's a horrible saying. I don't like that saying. Um, there's more than one way to do something here. There's more than one way to, especially when it's things like that, there's more than one way to deal with something when it happens. That I might deal with something in this way, whereas other people may deal with that completely different. It's a personal thing, a personal healing, a personal growth. So it's integration of this connection being in your life in order to stir the shit out of you, Aries, and stir something within you that makes you look at things differently and learn more about yourself, and learn new ways of seeing things and doing things in your life here, Aries. So whoever this person is, that it feels quite significant to you, and to your growth journey as well. Okay, but that's what we have for you today, Aries. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all again soon.